that talks about a little girl that loves Jesus, and it says Epstein should dress up as Jesus when he rapes her so she can see God. These people are fucking sick, man. They're disgusting. They're demonic. And what are we doing? We're paying fucking taxes to pedophiles.
Right.
Fuck a pedophile. We're past, and I'm not trying to say this in a way to downplay pedophilia at all. Okay, we should have been made a move off of this alone, off of pedophilia. But they're literally eating fucking kids, dude. Like I just, my mind is broken to this shit. It's like, how are people not reacting to this the same way I'm reacting to this right now? Like I am past pissed at this point. Like I'm ready to fucking make a move, honestly, and I don't even give a fuck who hears that because we are so deep into this psyop, and people are still trying to make excuses for Donald Trump. If Donald Trump was this 5D chess master like everybody's pretending to be, like why hasn't he made a move yet? Like we've been proven that there's pedophilia, we've been proven that there's cannibalism, we like there's names being dropped, they're redacting people's names, they're hiding all this stuff, and it's like people are still like, oh yeah, it's 5D chess, it's 5D chess. It
So,
fucking
so,
blows
so
my
let's
mind.
let's let's unravel that, bro. Because remember, right? Like you look no further than you to know all the QAnon stuff, right? The whole thing was to get the public opinion to understand the level of Satan and demons that these people are, and that's it's now it's real because now we're seeing it. Our government's rolling it out, and they will say that it's Trump's government rolling it out, which is true. Um, I guess where the crossroad is,
Real quick, we're not live.
where it says we're live. Hold on,
It's not on YouTube.
it's not on YouTube.
Nah, because I was gonna go share
Hold up.
it. We're live here.
All right, Crystal is watching it on YouTube right now at school, so we are currently live.
Really?
Yeah,
That's so weird. Hold on, let me try. Sorry, guys.
yeah,
Continue,
first
continue.
time.
I'm trying to share this.
No, you're good. You're good. This is the first time we're going live, guys. So nobody even knew that we were going live today. Um, yeah, bro. What we have to figure out is, it was he the chosen one for the New World Order? Remember, um, we know that he was in the movies. He was in Home Alone. He was in The Simpsons. Right, the predictions with The Simpsons. It's easy to say, oh, the QAnon people believe he's a time traveler, and Baron Trump's a time. And you see where it gets very muddy because then you can move the goalposts whatever way you want, right? But the truth is this: what have we watched him do? We watched him divide the country. If we're trying to bring the country together, he goes in the opposite direction. Look no further to the halftime show. Look what they did with the halftime show. He rolled out the shot, and back in 2020, we all were like, yeah, Operation Warp Speed. They had to roll it out the way they did because they were planning to kill, the New World Order was planning to kill more people. So they had to do it in a warp speed fashion, giving immunity to Pfizer, giving immunity to Moderna. And now looking back, smarter and just analyzing it, and know, like, I have family members that passed, but I even separate that. So many people have died. Everybody has a family member that has died. So, like them getting expedited their sickness is after the shot and stuff like that. Everybody knows somebody, right? So the depopulation agenda, they got them on the virus, they got them on the shot. They're hitting their numbers. So if there's good people in place, how is this a good plan, 5D chess, if they're still getting their depopulation numbers? He went into
Uh,
wars, the same wars. I know this is long winded, but I'll end it soon. Even with the wars, right? We heard from General Wesley Clark. We spoke about this on an episode that they would go into Iran, Venezuela. Trump did that. Trump did that. So this is why we're having a hard time if he came out and he was 007, an informant for the FBI to take down Epstein. That's hard with all the information that we have.
Definitely. I mean, everything that you just said is like just obviously he was put here for all this. You know, we talked about it on the last episode about how he could have been the Moonchild, the one that Aleister Crowley, L. Ron Hubbard, and Jack Parsons created in the desert, or on the Blood Moon. I think he's told us many times he's not going to heaven. That should ring alarms for people. Like, let's say he's not even a Christian, right? Let's say he's whatever. He's agnostic. We won't even say he's Jewish, right? Even if he's agnostic, he should at least say, I'm such a good guy, I'm going somewhere good. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to claim Jesus Christ. He doesn't have to do any of that stuff. He should, obviously. He pretends to. But to full out come out and say, I don't think I'm going to make it into heaven, that should be a red flag for everybody immediately. Like, okay, like, why are you saying that? Like, what makes you have that thought that you're not going to make it to heaven? How fucking evil are you, bro? Like, we know Jesus Christ is forgiving. What kind of sins do you have in your book that you've, or you're just not willing to repent? I mean, there's videos of him from back in the day that says he doesn't believe in repentance. So, like, is Donald Trump the man of lawlessness? Because it's starting to look like he is. It's starting to look like he is. And, you know, we look at the Bible in a certain light where it's like, we feel like we have to follow this code of the Bible, right? And we do. I mean, there's definitely like a way to prophecy. But I think also that these people know this and they can fake it. And we've talked about this many times. We've talked about how they can fake prophecy. If Donald Trump is the man of lawlessness, right? And he builds this ballroom that looks exactly like the third temple. It's literally like to the T. I don't know if you've ever seen the blueprint of the.
I haven't yet. No, I know you spoke about it a couple times, but I haven't seen it.
It's literally the same exact structure. The way it's built, the inside, the outside, it's a replica of the third temple. Well, who would be worshipped in that ballroom?
Right.
Who would be worshipped in that ballroom?
If it is the third temple, it's the Antichrist, bro. It's when the Antichrist steps in. If that's the third temple, you know, and you're saying that the blueprints are all measured out like the third temple. This is where, and this is the other issue, man. We have people that are not reading the Bible. You know, that's the other part of it. Listen, like I feel like we're so redundant with this message, but we come from wanting to believe that Trump becomes the Gentile Messiah that saves the world, brings the world together. Bro, I remember watching you post the Saudi Arabian sword dance. You know what I mean? Like, I remember Script posted. I remember, I posted it probably. The ending's not for everybody, where we go one, we go all. And the more and more I got closer to Christ and reading the Bible, I realized, like, how unhealthy would it be if they made it where only one man could fix this? And that, to me, I don't see anything healthy in that, And for all the Trump supporters, what are you going to say? See, I knew he would come save me. Grown men, he saved me. Don't you see the childlike state we're in? Like, don't you see the dependence on a hero, the programming that has turned American men, or even in the world, to look for one man to come save them? I don't see anything healthy with that. I don't see the country growing if we're dependent on one man, brother.
Exactly. And I think, like, people really need to recognize that if we put our faith in man, we're doing the opposite of what the Bible tells us to do. Jesus says, don't be of the world. The world's dying, right? Worship the creator, not the creation. Like, these are things that were put in the Bible for this reason, to make people not be like the Israelites that worship the Baal. That even when Moses came down with the Ten Commandments, they still built an altar. The altar doesn't have to look like a golden calf. The altar can be anything that we are worshiping over God. And there's a lot of Christians that are in the MAGA movement that think they get their ears tickled. They see, like, Kid Rock say, "Oh, you got to go dust off your Bible, guys. There's a book in there, and you got to go dust it off at the second halftime show. You know, it's like these people, their ears are being tickled, and they think just because this guy's talking about Christ or he's this American like figure that this is who I should be following. And it's like, no, dude. Like Bad Bunny and Kid Rock are part of the same spectrum. They're just on the other side of each other. That's all it is. They give you one and then they give you the other. They're both owned by the same Jews in the music industry. Who do you think owns their catalogs?
Right.
Is it Christians that own it? Because it's not.
Nah, bro.
It's not. I mean, it's literally like, and I just played into this shit just for the fuck of it. Like a lot of people are like, oh, why are you watching sports ball? It's a ritual, and it's like, bro, I've been talking about this shit for 25 fucking years.
Yeah,
dude.
I see your point.
If you think that I'm consumed by any of this stuff, you're retarded. Like I'm ready to leave this earth at any time. Like my wicks are trimmed and my oil lamp is filled. Honestly, I'll be 100% real. This is not a suicidal thought, but even yesterday, I'm like, God, just fucking destroy us. Just kill us all at this point. Like, how can I live on this earth where they're eating fucking children? They're eating children. They're drinking their blood. Like, I don't want to live on this earth. This earth is plagued. It's disgusting. None of my treasures are here. I don't care. Like, I really don't. So for people to be like, oh, you're watching a ritual. Oh, you support this? It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck about none of it. It's entertainment at the end of the day for me. I don't care about any of it. I'm not consumed by any of it. Like, I've given up on this world a long time ago. I've been plagued since middle school with this information, okay? I've been black-pilled when you guys were living your holly jolly life going to your frat parties, okay? I wasn't, okay? I was scared fucking shitless trying to tell my mom the New World Order's coming. Like,
she look at you crazy. She look at you something crazy. Like,
been a pariah, bro.
We'll put you on medication and shit.
100. No, like, no lie. Like, I've been medicated since the second grade. I've been kicked out of 5 fucking schools. I never had real friends. Like, this has been a cancer to my life for a long time. I wish I never knew this shit. I wish I was ignorantly bliss. You know, like, and having this information for so long is what made me do drugs. You know, be like, oh, Griff, you're a fucking drug addict. You were a drug addict. You were this, you were that. It's like, bro, you try living with that shit. You try living with that shit since a little boy, trying to tell people, trying to wake people up. They worship Satan. They do these rituals. They put the symbolism. They're doing psyops. They're Illuminati. They're going to try to take over the entire world. You try living with that shit, bro. You try having that burden on your fucking mind all the time in your soul, knowing that your family might one day get thrown into a fucking FEMA camp that they turn to a Walmart, from a Walmart. You try living with that. And now, honestly, you know, I talked about this yesterday on my page. It's like, I wish I was the crazy motherfucker, bro. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was just that crazy fucking kid that was on the internet reading schizo shit. I wish none of this was real.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I know, man. You know, I think you touch on something that's really important. That it changes you after you take the information in, because how could you go back to the world you perceived, right? This, you know, the veil gets taken away from your eyes and you can't unsee it. I think it was Greg Dickory, whatever his name is. He said that, and it always stuck with me because you can't. And even recently, bro, my son just having this, he's just waking up, right? And he's going through these Epstein files. And in one way, we were up for like 4 hours on Discord and we're going through it together. And I'm so proud of him. He's so organized and he's going through it. And as I was saying, I was proud of him. I realized this is going to change him. Like it changed me, like it changed you, brother. And now I'm like, am I being a good father by even going along, letting him look at them? He's 27, you know, right? He's not a minor, but still, it's like, is it almost better that, you know, I'll bear the cross, so let me go do what you got to do. This shit changes you, and now we're getting into the most darkest things, and that's why Anthony is reacting the way he's reacting. And he knew. Here, how about this? You knew this you knew this information, but now it's real. Now it's real. And I think what's going on with that restaurant in New York, and I would love for you to break that down and how that hit home for you, man.
I will, for sure. I mean, the good thing for your son, I will say, is that we're in a time where he can have a regular conversation with people, because the whole world is awake right now to this. I mean, there's a lot of sleepers, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that are still asleep or ignorantly bliss, but it's the like as you always say, the pool's a lot warmer now. You know, like it's a normal conversation. Like there's a lot of normies that are talking about this stuff, you know, which could play into the Q plan that we need to wake the whole world up or whatever. But a lot of people are awake to this now. You know, back in like the early 2000s, there's not a lot of people you could talk to about it. You know, like at least he has a community. He has you. He has me. He has everybody that's out there. That's, you know, the more importantly talking about the way out is the way through, which is Christ. You know, and like everybody that goes down the rabbit hole at some point, they realize two things: Satan is real and Jesus is real.
Amen.
And that's it. There's no other way. This is spiritual warfare. Okay, it's not something new. You know, they've been eating children. They've been doing ritual sacrifice. This goes back thousands of years. You're talking about the same Canaanites that are cannibals. This is not anything new. But yeah, I'll get into the whole entire story. So it came out that in the emails, Jeffrey Epstein was talking about jerky a lot. And in the context of not beef jerky, not turkey jerky, not even chicken jerky. This jerky was a different kind of jerky. And it says, I'm going to put 6 bags in the freezer. Jeffrey Epstein is going to start eating normal again. So he won't need the jerky. Like just a bunch of weird, you know, just like pizza, just like pasta, same kind of code word, same kind of language they're trying to hide or whatever. But give me a second here. I want to pull up the one that's important. So I don't know. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is from to Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky class, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his new jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He is working at a restaurant called Cannibal and cooks, wait for it, beef jerky and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. tomorrow if this is okay with you. Okay, so this is an important one because this explains who was actually making the jerky. Okay. So Francis Darby is a chef. He started the restaurant called The Cannibal. It was in New York City in Hell's Kitchen. Now I'm going to tell you how this all hits home for me, okay? That was my brother's first job out of the French Culinary Institute, okay? His first job was a line cook at The Cannibal. And I asked him, I said, hey man, actually he's the one that told me. I didn't even know about this yet. Like, because there's so many Epstein files, there's so many stories, and it all broke the same day of this jerky thing. But like he sent it to me, he's like, dude, how crazy is this? My ex-boss is in the Epstein files, the Cannibal. I'm like, no way. So I look into it, whatever, and obviously it's clear as day what the jerky actually is. It's human baby jerky. But I asked my brother, I was like, hey, did you ever see anything weird there, or like? And he's like, no. I will say though, like we had these things called feasts, and at these feasts, like they were bringing all kind of different meats. Like they brought in like alligator, bison, cow, because like this was like a hipster bistro bar, like trying to like make like different meals or whatever out of meat. And he said though the weird thing, he said one time in the freezer there were these other rat carcasses all the way in the back, and my brother basically was like, "Hey, we're using these for the feast." And Francis said to him, "No, don't touch those. That's for a special feast." So you know, at the time, I mean, I've been telling my brother about this stuff for a long time, but like he didn't put two and two together. He's like, oh, you know, it's a weird fucking name. Like my mom said it was a weird name. We all said it was like The Cannibal. That's a weird name. And he's like, oh, you know, it's because it's like this meat bar. So they're like, I mean, call it the carnivore then. Like, why call it the Cannibal, right? And like this is something that we learned from the Q drops, that there was like a cannibal club in LA. And you know, the video of Chrissy Teigen eating human meat. Like, this is not anything new that we didn't know. but it's absolutely insane that I am in this close of a proximity to this shit.
Right.
Like I've always had all these weird fucking things that would happen to me, from many of my stories that I've told, from, the masks in the wall, giving the book, to the way I actually found Christ. I've had a lot of weird spiritual and weird physical things happen in my life that have tied me to this all. I'm not even trying to sound like on some 5D fucking bullshit, but like it does feel like God put me here for this time. It really does. Like, and I don't want to be like I'm some star seed.
No, but bro, I think it's that's what I'm saying. I think everybody that's here has that opportunity too. Just you answered the call. We're answering the call. There's others answering the call.
Exactly.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Exactly. And I just think like it being that close of a proximity to me just rocks me so much harder. Like just knowing that like my baby brother was like around human meat that they're keeping in a freezer to free fucking Jeffrey Epstein and these freaks. Like that pisses me off to the core. Like I don't think my brother's ever touched human meat. I don't think he's ever, because they wouldn't just do that. Like when people talk about like McDonald's, for example, like Rabbi Finkelstein talks about like you guys are, if you found out about McDonald's, you would all be sick. Like you're eating humans, whatever. Like I do believe that, but I don't think it's the same kind of humans that Jeffrey Epstein and the elite eat. We probably eat like, I don't want to say personally, but like when we ate McDonald's or whatever, at the time, there's probably like aborted fetal cells and like shit like that. Like I don't think we're actually like, oh, your burger is made of skin, like I think it's more like aborted fetal cells, like, that's in Cokes and Pepsis and shit like that, which is still consuming human. Like
Right.
we're still doing it, and like they do that. They put that in our food because if they're damned, they want us to be damned with them. That's what it comes down to. It's like we're doing this, so how do we get the goy tricked into doing it as well? We put it in their popular food, and then they're going to hell too. I mean, no, we're not, because we accepted Christ. That's what they don't understand, especially if we're being tricked and we just don't know it. But now that you've heard this, and that I'm saying this to you, don't ever do it again.
Right.
Don't be tempted by those golden arches, okay? You hear me? I don't care if the McRib comes out. I don't care if the snack wraps are back, okay?
Yeah.
Stay away from those golden arches. Stay away from that Nephilim, Ronald McDonald, okay? Because you are ingesting some form of human while eating that. Rabbi Finkelstein told us that. But back to what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's like the same kind of human that the elites are having. Like, they're having like prepared skin and drinking blood and eating organs, and like they're really doing it, and they're like, it's the jerky thing is like to keep Epstein probably from getting Kuru, because there's videos of him like with his mouth and all sores and like look like he got punched in the face. Like that's Kuru, because he's eating children. Like this is why all these people, you look at all these celebrities and all this stuff, they're like deteriorating. They're just
so that is, I remember posting shit like that with like Queen Elizabeth shaking or something like that or whatever. Is any all that is true? I never really researched that, where they go through a sickness because they're not drinking blood anymore.
Yeah, Kuru.
Gotcha.
Kuru. And yeah, I think like they were making this jerky for Epstein so he didn't go through withdrawals. It's basically like when I used to do pills. Like if I didn't do pills in the next 2 days from the last time I did pills, I would become sick. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like he's having these withdrawals, so he needs to have this jerky on hand. But like when they go to the island, for example, like see a lot of people are like, oh, the temple, it's fake, like it's not a real thing. There's just a bed in there, whatever. It's like, well, Elon Musk and the Boring Company created a whole fucking infrastructure underneath that temple. It's like the movie. You ever see the movie Dusk Till Dawn?
No.
Oh,
well, George Clooney?
Yeah.
I think I remember it. It came out in the 90s, right?
Classic. Yeah. They go to like a strip club, and then like the strip club is really built on like this crazy like underground temple, and all these vampires come out. Like the strippers are vampires and shit. Great movie. But that's what it really is. Like when you look at like an Aztec temple, for example, like it's what's going on underground that matters, right? And that's the same thing with Epstein. Epstein, they had underground. That temple was on a hill, and then underneath that hill was an entire infrastructure of a temple. You know,
Yeah.
that's what the real temple is. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg at the top, but the whole thing underneath is where the shit really goes down. And like down there, that's where they're like eating like out of a child. You know, it's not prepared. There's no cook. Like they're savagely sacrificing a child and then like eating like monsters.
I 100% agree. The last thing he sent me yesterday, and this is where he you know, you can hear in his voice now, it was getting a little like real. I told him that me and you spoke and that you know this shit hit home with the restaurant and stuff. And he said, "Dad, take a look at this, and I'll send this to you." Where there's somebody complaining that they want to know if they were part of murder, if they were part of something, even though they didn't want to do it, but they were still part of it. There are pictures of like medical equipment in the house on the island, you know, which is weird, bro. It goes back into like what we heard about frazzle drip and stuff, where they would drug somebody and keep them alive and torture them to get that adrenalized blood and stuff. And it's like it's getting real now. There used to be like memes and like weird conspiracies, but you're starting to see pictures now, and you're starting to see people writing things, and it's on a government site. And my son's sending me stuff, and it's like this is, and I think we're in just the beginning of what we're about to hear, and it will change everything, you know. But you did start with, I don't know why everybody's not upset, and I said to you offline, I'll say it now. You know, we were supposed to be upset because of the pandemic. We were supposed to be upset because of the NSA and the war on terror and them being able to have a backdoor in our old technology. We're supposed to be upset with our police officers not knowing the Constitution and doctors forcing drugs on us. We should be upset that our brave men and women went to wars that they were lied to and either died or had to kill on lies, thinking they're fighting for freedom, and they were lied to. But we haven't done anything. And I think you are totally right in saying that if this doesn't do it for us, and we still pay taxes and go back into, I don't know, you know, I'm a little scared of my neighbor. You know, brother, you know that from this beginning, once we got started in New York City, I'm very much about action. And I'm not even talking about guys. I want to be very clear. I'm not talking even about violence. I'm talking about us fixing this and holding our government accountable. But at this point, if we're paying taxes for them to go to wars, eat children and hide this information, I don't think we should have any part of our government. And it's the sin is now on us for being accomplices and funding it. Now we're funding it and not doing nothing, and the blood is on our hands, in my opinion.
No, I mean you're right on the money. I mean we shouldn't be involved in any of these rituals anymore. This is all a ritual. None of this is real. Our government is not real. None of it's real. It's all fake. It's been fake since the beginning. You know, like fuck George Washington, fuck all of them, bro. Fuck every single president that's ever been a president. None of them did anything good except for Kennedy, and he got killed. The rest of them are all involved. Well, every one of them. Our entire government is a fucking lie. We should live under God's law, not man's law.
Amen, bro.
This is all fake. It's all fake. We shouldn't be giving money to anybody. This is our money. Money shouldn't even be a fucking thing. How about that? Money's a spell. We should be trading and bartering energy between each other. That's how we should be moving. Should be like, hey, nice shoes. Okay. We just energized each other. Like, be nice to people. The currency of love is the strongest thing in the world. Fuck money. Fuck the government. Fuck nice shiny things. Fuck trying to be this cool guy or girl or stand out in the club. Fuck all that shit, dude. You're living in a fake gay world ran by cannibalistic gay pedophiles. Okay? Who gives a fuck about this world? Honestly. Putin, take us out, man. Do us the favor, bro. Please. Vladimir Putin, if you hear me, send the nukes. Kalamani, if you hear me,
Yeah.
send the nukes. Like, I'm fucking done, bro, because no one's doing shit. People are still paying their taxes to pedophiles. People are still making excuses for fucking Donald Trump. Well, what do we do? Like, I'm ready to get the shit kicked the fuck off already. And I you know what? Just being online and seeing where some people's, I'm not gonna say everybody's, but some people's minds are at. Like, I made a post yesterday just saying like they're eating kids. Like, it's time to turn the whole fucking thing upside down. And people are like, just give us the word. So
But but look, right? That's my point. We were speaking about this on script thing. It's like you see how immediately like what that sounds like. And let me tell you, like if we think, and I'm just gonna be very fuck it, man. We got nothing to lose anymore. If we think we're just gonna grab our arms and who we holding accountable? Really think about it, right? Like
yeah,
let's talk this gangster shit. Like we're getting our guns. Who we gonna hold accountable? That would give the green light for the government to use the military. I watched the NYPD. I had, brother John McCarry. I've had
yeah,
Eric Dimon, Sal Greco, all of them in unison. I've also had Bill Pro. He was a sergeant in the 83rd. All in unison say, if they get the orders, if they had to arrest citizens for not getting the shot and they got the orders, the NYPD would follow those orders.
of
All
course,
four of these men, white shirt men, except Sal, all agreed that they would follow orders. And these are men that have 10, 20 years in saying, so do you not think the military will do the same on their,
of course, of
their oath
course.
to the DC? So being that said, right, like what are we dependent on? We're dependent on what? And you were touching on currency, right? That's the thing. People are not going to take the stance of bartering. I understand totally as a Christian man what you're saying with that, and I truly, I wish we lived in that reality. Unfortunately, money talks, as you know, right? Money talks. We got to pay the bills, and we give the money to the government as a management, right? To then tell us what we're going to use it for. We have to cut that out. Once this goes digital, we lose that option or force the barter. And a lot of people are gonna go just like in the pandemic, brother, where they got the shot to keep their job. This will be swish. They will totally get that digital whatever. This is why they're rolling XRP and all these things out. So what is the solution? And that I believe it's a local, man. If we have the money local, if we're not dependent on government, and it's like, especially you're in Texas, you're in a great area for this, and working with your neighbors. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to go online. We're going to speak this story online, but no one lives next to each other. So you're talking to a guy in Jersey. You're talking to me in New York. You're talking to the guy in Florida. We need to talk to our neighbors because we agree more than what we actually know. That's why you have a lot of people on the left, a lot of people on the right following you right now because you're speaking a solid common sense message now.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the most important thing is like building your community in proximity of you. Start organizing with men and women alike that are ready to actually do something to change things. And I want to touch back on what you said about John McCarty and other cops and military that will take orders from the Illuminati, basically the New World Order. I will tell you this, and this is not a judgment towards you. I'm just telling you how things would work out for you. You will go to hell. Straight up. You will go to hell if you take mammon over God and you try to enforce the law of Satan on people and you don't stand against it because your paycheck, you will burn in hell. You will not bring your treasures with you. They will be moth eaten. You will not make it through the furnace. You are not gold. Okay? You will burn in hell. To the military, to the police, to the hospital workers, if you ever try to push a jab on somebody or anything like that again, especially knowing what you know now, you will go to hell. You will go to hell because you are working against God and you are working directly for Satan, whether you want to believe that or not. Because not all money is green. You will burn for eternity. Okay? So just remember that. Remember when they tell you, go against your fellow man because we have the power, we have the money that keeps you and your family in the house and fed or whatever. Remember when shit really hits the fan. If you do that, enjoy the lake. straight up.
Exactly, and I just want to say for the record, those men are retired and said that he, even with them
Nope, they're
being
going to. They're going to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
yeah, I just want to say for the record because I did say I interviewed these men on Mighty Fuck podcast, and I asked them an honest question as men of being sergeants and men of being lieutenants, will the NYPD follow orders? And they were totally honest, and these are pro NYPD guys, and respect for their honesty. I respect it. But that's what we need, right? And like me and you should have military guys on, and honestly, I tried to do this with Sister TX. And TX gave a great answer about think about being in the military, right? You're watching 9/11, and you're like, I have to sign up right now. Fuck all these other dreams I had prior to 9/11. I need to go and fight for my country. Going there with everything you got, you may not come home. You may not come home, and you have to live with that. You took life. And now they come home to find out that their government has lied to them. This is why I have a hard time with our, freedom fighter or Republicans or even the QAnon, how they're still holding on to Israel or still holding on to the U.S. government and patriotic to the government, because look what they did. If you love the military, look what they did to the military. Look what the U.S. government did to
Exactly.
They don't love the military. They're just an arm of destruction, and they will be used, and they will use your brothers and sisters to do their destruction. And it's like, it's almost like amnesia. They're not putting the pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, and to the people that are still following Q and are still in this psyop, most of them are out of shape, old coomers, cat ladies, like. No one that is of any kind of form of a high IQ at this point. And it's no offense if you're still listening to this and you still follow that. You're probably between the ages of 60 and 80. You're probably an out of shape person, or you're an autistic retard that's sitting behind your computer, not doing shit, hiding behind a frog page. There's no middle ground there. There's no real people that are actually like of substance that are actually trying to do something in this world. It's a bunch of people that are waiting to be saved. That's all it is. And that demographic is weak men that are autistic and sit behind a fucking computer screen, and old people that are drinking a bottle of white Zinfandel watching retards on Rumble. There's no in between. I'm sorry. I'm fucking pissed off, dude.
The day we go live, we go fucking atomic.
John McCarty. No, I'm just kidding.
I really had a lot of honestly, just circling back to that, I really had a lot of respect for the honesty in that, because he's a very pro cop guy, and he was totally honest. I'll send you the clip one day. But I'm excited to see if there is a precipice, like finally when people go, wait a minute. Like I already see, bro, we're coming up to the midterms, and right now everybody loves our message. And you're going to watch this now, because this is what happened to not only myself, the du jour, where we would speak to the people in the freedom movement. I'd be online and you see these Republicans getting it. And then it's election time, and it's almost like a spirit. Like it takes over, and their personalities change. They become very divisive, and you try to tell them like there's no voting out of this. Like the government is attacking your children right now. The good guys are in, the military's in, and there's lines in the skies, spraying your children. Like I'm not dooming. I'm observing the fruit, guys. So I don't understand, like midterms are going to come like, oh, we got to vote for the lesser evil. What do you want, Hillary in? What do you want, Obama? Like I'm sick of hearing these talking points. We need to stop giving them our money. We need to stop giving them our energy. We need to be dependent. If it's like a business owner, right? Like we have a worker bee mentality as a country. We need to cut out the owner. The owner is attacking us, and then we're paying for him to do so. And I can't wait to see what does it for people, because like you said, and I think that's the steak and potatoes of this conversation, is we should have been already at the precipice. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, man, we still have a lot going on. You know, there's a bunch of shit I want to pull up, but I gotta go, unfortunately. But I guess this is our live,
Yeah.
right? I didn't see we're live anywhere, but in some pocket of the universe, we're live.
We're somewhere.
Um,
Yeah. I'll get it worked out. I'll get it worked out on
yeah,
our end.
let's do this again. Maybe we'll do it again later on this week.
Yeah.
But I'm just frustrated. So you're not gonna get the best version of me right now. I'm upset. It's like when you find out your brother is in the proximity of fucking human meat and they're cooking it for Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
It kind of fucks you up. You know what I mean? It's just like this is real close to me now. Like this is like it's too close. It's scary close. Just thinking that like anybody, anywhere could be wrangled into this. We didn't really talk about Leslie Wexner, but I'm sure the people in Ohio have been living around this fucking monster for years, and I'm sure they all have stories as well. It's like just being from New Jersey, New York, basically same fucking place. We were in such a close proximity of this guy, bro. Yeah. He's been at the places we've been at. He knows probably the people that we've passed by. Like, it's a scary fucking thing to think about, It's like that could have been any of us at any time. What if he was like, I want to fucking eat Anthony Graffio. I want to eat Greg Young. Like, he looks like if I threw some steak sauce on him, it'd taste pretty good. Like, it's fucked up, bro. Like, you got a daughter, like,
yeah.
They could have grabbed your daughter, bro. They could have, like,
yeah.
It's fucked up to think, man.
Yeah.
But that's,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. We'll do this again. Sorry about that.
Yo, great episode, bro. I think it shows a human side of the whole thing, and I hope people are listening, and no matter how this gets rolled out, if they roll, and we'll end on this, if they roll Trump out as a world savior, I hope that we also have these. We don't want him to be bad. We don't want any of these things to be true. If they roll him out to be a savior, to keep these points that we're making in your mind, because if they can knead that over and get you okay with what happened, even on his time, I think they win, and we just have to hold everybody accountable equally. Whoever's doing darkness should be held accountable for darkness, and I hope we're shining a light on that.
Amen, bro. I'll let you on that.
All right, episode 18, Kingdom Cast, and we're
crazy.
Hold up.